7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Greetings, superior beings, greetings, supreme being. Welcome to Universal Peace Television. So this is the broadcast London Bridge attack fake hoax ? So that's my question to you all. Do you think it's fake or real? You can of course comment and Skype me during this live broadcast. You can be live on the air. Universal Peace Television, Universal Peace Tube. Let's see. It seems like they're letting the computer hang at the moment completely. So let's go to the screen capture, display capture. Alright, I found it. So over here my computer is kind of hanging. And I see that Firefox is hanging as well. You are live, the internet can totally see you now. Okay. There, the video is coming, so I switched that off because the CPU usage is already 86%. So, I've seen different reports about this attack basically. There are claims that they were driving over people, 48 wounded. Six dead. And I see this independent article. London terror attack photograph shows suspect shot by police with canisters taped to body, unquote, as witnesses tell of horrific night. So they're reporting about shootings, etc. And then there were others. The computer is kind of hanging, they let it hang. London Bridge fatalities after car and stabbing attack. More explosions near the London Bridge. At this point we're wondering if Paul Joseph Watson has ruled out the IRA as the prime suspects. So I wrote something about it. And I thought, let's read that. This is also on topic, I think. Okay, let's take it from there.
Seven babies born with Zika-related birth defects in Florida. CBS Miami. May 31, 2017. Martini juggler. ISIS did not attack Israel. The supposed attack was prevented. ISIS fighters apologized after attack on Israeli soldiers. ISIS rocket attack on Israel foiled as missiles shot down. dailymail.co.uk. ISIS is a US-Israeli creation. Top 10 indications. Number 1. ISIS foreknowledge via leaked diadoct. Number 2. ISIS never attacks Israel. Number 3. Toyota trucks. Number 4. ISIS first-class social media skills. Number 5. Israeli group site first to release ISIS footage. Number 6. ISIS leader Baghdadi Mossad agent. Number 7. Leaked cables showing US plotting Syrian overthrow. Number 8. Russia bombs ISIS. U.S. protects ISIS. Number 9. ISIS always the excuse for further intervention. Number 10. ISIS is an acronym for Mossad, the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. Interesting coincidence. Israelis placing bombs in 9/11, evidence that ties Cheney and Mossad to 9/11. Some sources claim, Snowden said Mossad created ISIS, Assange said CIA created ISIS, ISIS is a CIA Mossad creation. Others claim, see wapa.co, Jesuits created ISIS, Jesuits created ISIS. Jesuit priest Paolo Dall'Aglio, the father of ISIS, so the Jesuits are the puppet masters behind ISIS? Conspirator claims that the Society of Jesus is backing, training, and coordinating ISIS. Self-conspirator, submitted 2 years ago by blackmammonreddit.com. Directed energy weapon torture is done with scalar waves, not microwaves, ISIS not. On the eve of Jackson's 51st birthday, the Los Angeles County coroner concluded that his death was a homicide. The county coroner stated that he died from the combination of drugs in his body, with the most significant drugs being the anesthetic propofol and the anxiolytic lorazepam. Less significant drugs found in Jackson's body were midazolam, diazepam, lidocaine, and ephedrine. Wiki/death_of_Michael_Jackson. Avoid chemical, thus cancer-causing, drugs as much as possible. Prescription drugs are a leading killer in the USA. Shortly before her death she screamed, a propofol, highly cited source, Comey to testify publicly about Trump confrontations. CNN, Greenhouse, class emissions. Trump fires FBI head Comey after admission he gave Senate flawed testimony on Clinton email probe. IntelligencePost.com. I leave the likes and dislikes on so you can see what MI5 thinks about my videos. PewDiePie highest paid YouTuber, Dizzy DC. The soul is fictional. Miracles do not exist. Entities do not exist. Keep it real. No doubt there will be loads of reports claiming the London Bridge attack was another attack hoax, totally fake and staged to be able to declare martial law, to put the government into God mode, to give the government more power, the right to shoot civilians and to take the right of the civilians to a lawyer away, habeas corpus and posse comitatus, worldwide, to impose their totalitarian global government. One picture of one supposed victim shows one man lying on the bridge with some possibly fake blood near his left foot. The shoe of his right foot is standing next to his foot. According to some sources, this is done to signal this is a fake attack. A shoe is dropped somewhere near the fake victim. Though there supposedly were loads of victims, dead and wounded, at these supposed Muslim attacks, pictures and video of the wounded and dead are almost always completely missing, and the few pictures there are usually blurry, vague, and some claim dummies, dolls, are clearly seen on these pictures. Most people only have to hear about it on the news to be totally convinced these supposed attacks are real. How real, how fake? I heard the bridge was littered with depleted uranium shells and little tactical nukes. Is this true? London Bridge attack, 666 killed, 48 wounded. This is for a law. Law.
Okie dokie. So, let's put this mic on the table. Mouse pointer was hanging. They're messing with it, definitely. You can also see that there are dropped frames, so they've taken part of this broadcast away. I haven't checked yet if the audio is intact. That's what counts, basically. If some frames are missing, that's no problem. This is that picture with the shoe. So this person supposedly lost his shoe and it's standing next to his right foot. Or we're supposed to think that someone took it off. Or whatever. So again, here I don't see 48 wounded and 6 dead people. so that speaks for the people that think that these attacks are fake, that there are never good pictures that show all the victims and dead, only one fake picture sometimes with these attacks, and they claim they use fake blood. Over here you see that in here near his left foot. But okay, I think it's best when there's no evidence that proves it either way, that they were real or fake, to say that and not to have your opinion when you haven't even found any evidence that proves these attacks are real. And being prepared for the two-state solution world war, that's better anyway, and avoiding the public transport and large stadiums where people convene. I heard that Ariana Grande was going to perform with Coldplay, etc. And people would think it's unlikely that they're gonna attack the same artist twice, or the same concert. But there are lots of people that think that Manchester bombings were fake as well. And the mainstream media are controlled by the CIA, that's Project Mockingbird. So they cannot report the truth about the cancer chemtrail genocide, for example Project Cloverleaf. Before 1998 there were no long white lines in the sky, which you can see when it seems like God is holding a piece of paper to the sky, basically, when it's all white. And the cancer chemtrails also hold up the water. So they cannot be cancer contrails. It's Project Cloverleaf, the CIA's Evergreen Aviation. You can Google it all. It's proven beyond any reasonable doubt, so it's not a conspiracy theory, it's a conspiracy fact, and I'm a conspiracy factist. And as long as these cancer chemtrails continue with ethylene debramide, most of it is cancer-causing barium, we know they're still depopulating the earth, and the government is terroristic, criminal. They are supposed to protect and serve the taxpayers, not to poison and depopulate them and sterilize them with programs and shit. With black programs paid for with your tax money that you are not told about. So it wouldn't be in the advantage of the plebs, the people that are not paid our elite, when martial law is declared. They lose their rights, the right to a lawyer, and the government may shoot them and do with them whatever they please. So that's what they want to achieve, and it's a military state thereafter, not a police state. So Alex Jones is controlled opposition, and I've covered many others that are controlled opposition, often mixing in obvious lies, shape-shifting reptilians, flat earth, etc., with the truth, to prevent real opposition, real resistance from forming against their depopulation and totalitarian global government. Of the Jesuits are the main people doing this. Of course there are Jews involved and others. It's all listed by me in my broadcast, so I'm not saying that we shouldn't expose these people, because controlled opposition is doing that as well. But I'm saying, don't let the bastards grind you down, basically. You're too lyric. And they're using artificial fear on me. They've been for a while this morning, the trolls. Jesuit, infant eating, pedo, homo, negro cannibals that have murdered my mother with their FIPA array in Poker Flat, Alaska. that have these plans to depopulate Earth to 500 million, to exterminate 7 billion people, to a more controllable number, that they can totally brain control with their voice of God weapon, their synthetic telepathy machine. So I'm really shaking in my chair, and I wouldn't be surprised if I die of these directed energy weapon torture attacks. So if I do, then they did it with their FIPA array in Poker Flat, Alaska. I'm packing a pipe as always, and I've already said what I wanted to say basically, so the rest of the broadcast is more freestyle ranting, if you want to call it that. And it's a healing, relaxing broadcast, so I'll be doing healing things. So I've listed things, healing things, like the radiological water filter, storable food, peanut butter and rice, air cleaner with an ionizer, cloud busters also work. They produce bioenergy. Piezoelectric effect is scientifically proven. And colloidal silver, colloidal gold, iodine can also be taken internally. It's also in kombu seaweed, the Mijdrecht diet, cancer prevention foods, diatomaceous earth food grade, oregano oil. All that stuff is really healing. It's really good. And especially colloidal silver is suppressed by the people that want to make a fortune by selling cancer-causing, cancer-causing drugs to depopulate the earth in reality. So they pretend they want to help you, but in reality they want to depopulate you and they're in on it. It's a satanic inversion. So that's why prescription drugs are leading killer in the USA. They are in the top 10 together with misdiagnosis. So the hospitals are in the top 10 of main causes of death twice, and some people leave it out, so that's why I cover this. I'm trying to cover as much as possible stuff they really don't want you to know. Etherical oil can also be healing. Incense, natural incense. Palo Santo wood is really awesome. I like the smell of Palo Santo wood. 528 Hz and 432 Hz tuned music. Carillon de Gand. It's a sound font sample that people can download. It's kind of because of the CPU usage, it's making ticking sounds. If I can use another instrument. that's a sample with the reverb on it because I keep the microphone on. I'm that stupid. So to make it 528 Hz, you can do plus 16 for sundown to make it 432 minus 32. This also has types of tuning. So this is 440 Hz plus 16 cents, making it 444, and then C3 equals 528 Hz. But I see it has now 432 and 520 Hz tuning. Germany and China supposedly use 445, and Baroque tuning is 415 Hz according to this. But it's cool, it has it, and I think it's the best sound font player probably. So with this program and the sound font player you can play any instrument using your computer keyboard. You don't even need a MIDI keyboard. It's all online how to do it. And it's not that hard once you know how, or if you have a good manual. So yeah, we could read one of these. Here we find another picture with shoes standing on the sidewalk on London Bridge. Let's read this one then. This is the one I saw first. And this person saw somebody with a knife. So then all the elements are there. The knife, the bomb, the driving over people, shooting. It's interesting. Reminds me of Mason Wells. Don't know if I spelled it correctly. Mormon missionary Mason Wells, 19, has survived his third terrorist attack. American Mormon, 19, left with burns and shrapnel injuries in Brussels attack, also survived Boston and Paris bombings. And then there's you can find a picture perhaps. survived all three of them. And I think Mormon, CIA, Google, and the computer is hanging. Why Mormons make great FBI recruits. CIA preference for Mormons. If so, implications. Well, you can all check the connections of the Mormons and the CIA for yourselves. You heard me click, it's not behaving normally. And Richard Goodyear, of course, famous. He was only at the Nice and the Munich attack, Nice and Munich. US Rep questions Israel's ties to terror. Ex-Congresswoman claims Israel behind European massacres. Times of Israel.com, July 24th, 2016. Well, that picture of Richard Goodyear's wife ended up in the pictures that I show sometimes. But that changes, so it's, I can change this anytime I want to. I had to reinstall the OBS, Open Broadcaster software. OBS. There's a difference. So that's moi. That's a 360-degree panorama picture, and I have more of them on my channel. David Bowie is dead, and he was vegetarian as well. I read. Adjusting the 6 million number. Committee of 300 is a subversive body of the Club of Rome, and these are the controlled opposition people, so-called shills, working for the Jesuit military order, forming controlled opposition to themselves, to their global government. To prevent real resistance, real opposition from forming. So that's that famous Lenin quote, the best way to control opposition is to lead it ourselves. Here the Earth is missing on the left side, it's an official NASA picture. Found on the NASA.gov website, so. But perhaps that's fake as well, perhaps it's a spoof site or something. The Masonic NASA people, Freemasons, Luciferians, of course. And usually they pretend to be Christian. That's why they're secret societies, because they do illegal shit, they don't want to be exposed. And usually they blame the people that exposed them, of course, it's the satanic inversion. The police provocateurs, so these are police officers dressed as civilians, ninjas basically. And after that, Antifa also started dressing that way, for some reason. And I've already covered how you can see that these are police provocateurs. This is the Vatican logo, basically, modeled after the drawing of the fictional entity Lucifer, Lucifuge, defeated by the Aralim, according to the believers. Fecundity, so not having sex, sterilizing you, then you will defeat Lucifer. So people in Japan have also cut off their own penises. Michael Jackson also predicted the 9/11 attacks, as did Prince. So these Jesuits know what they're gonna do next, and they may have ties with them some way, perhaps via another group, Jehovah's Witnesses or whatever. And well, they're dead now. Supposedly, again. So I try to remain impartial, unbiased, and keep it real, so I don't believe anything I read. If I think it's important, then I'll test everything I learn, verify it, and sometimes there is reproducible study material. So reproducible studies and concrete evidence that proves things beyond any reasonable doubt. Oh yeah, there you saw that picture of Richard Gutjahr's wife. Video is hanging again. So the picture of Richard Gutjahr's wife was flashing by. That's not it. Would have been faster to Google it. real turn up at the inauguration of the now President Trump. World religion timeline proving that there were other religions before Judaism. Well, probably it's coming up soon. Again. So GMO food as a sterilizing weapon is used to depopulate Earth as well. That's why it's best to make sure that you have bio-organic eco, milk, animal products, and soy especially, canola, and some other oils, and cornstarch, etc. Corn. Yeah, well, there are lists online of products that you should avoid GMO, and it should be labeled as such, of course. Also, if there's less than 1% of it in your food. Well, this is taking too long. Or not. So Wikipedia changed the article about Richard Gutjahr's wife, Einat Wolf or whatever. That she was in intelligence, Mossad or whatever unit. Here, that's the one. You can pause it and zoom in, perhaps. So I've already covered it in my previous broadcast, and you can Google it and you can find the picture for yourselves. And let's go back to the camera. Hurrah! So, if you're a single lady, you're welcome for the free shiatsu hand massage, smoking peace pipe, sitting on the balcony, drinking some coconut pineapple juice. You can always Skype me for questions, comments, or to be live in the broadcast, or for an appointment. But you can also just visit me. I'm in Mijdrecht, the Netherlands, and it's gonna be a pretty hot day today again. Nice for the beach and surfing. There's some more wind now, so that's excellent. Please like and subscribe, and spread the information that you think is vital to produce that cure against aging in the timeline, a normal timeline instead of a Luciferian, totalitarian depopulation timeline, where everybody ends up in a negative dystopia, controlled by a handful of pedo elites. So that's power to the pedo instead of power to the people. It's centralization versus decentralization. So they want centralization and also polarization, making the group of poor people bigger and making them poorer especially. That's crisis phase 3 of active measures ideological subversion, also described in the description of this video. Yeah, so I think it's vital to expose it and that we cannot count on the mainstream media that are CIA controlled to do that. So we all have to do that ourselves, also to know what's going on in reality. So the fake mainstream media will not tell you the truth about these matters. And not choosing sides and not having an opinion, I think that's cool when people don't have an opinion if they haven't seen any evidence that proves it either way. And I think it is kind of stupid that these people are low IQ that already have an opinion, though they can't form an opinion based on the information they have. Or they should not form an opinion based on that. You could argue it's immoral. So, I love you all YouTubers, and let's keep on doing the right thing. It's much more fun to be as good as possible than to be as bad as possible for universal peace.